Daddy's Royalties, and today with me I have the one and only supermodel of, well, the world, Diane Bristol.
I don't know about the world, but okay, you can definitely say maybe India.
I think I say the world. You know why? Because you've always been, for me, someone who's had that huge, big outlook on life, which is very worldwide. That's why I think of you as a world model and a role model. What do you think about that?
Thank you. Actually, it has been interesting though, I have to say. Sometimes I look back, I forget. I forget. It just doesn't cross my mind on a day-to-day basis. But anyway, so there's once in a while where someone will ask me something and I'll be like, oh my God, I don't even have stuff on me. So I'll probably go to Google myself and then I'll be like, oh my God, I've done so much. When I started, nobody was not from this industry, and still nobody is, at least from my family and the people that I knew and that I was surrounded with. So, yeah, I'm pat on the back.
I first remember meeting you properly on a show called Get Gorgeous, where I was
Yeah.
choreographing, and then I ended up becoming the host of it without realizing. And you were one of the mentors as a supermodel, representing a mentorship for our models. And I think you did an
Yeah.
excellent job on that show. You were
And
so
we had Gohar as well
yes,
as the
and
other,
Bahar Khan. It was you, me,
and there was Pia, and it was just
yes,
a whole bunch of us.
and there was
Yeah.
Rohit and Rahul. Rohit,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, every
Yes, and Yasmin Karachiwala, and it was just yeah, what a beautiful show. I mean, and who would have thought back then that I would eventually actually become a mentor. I've done it over the years with friends, sisters, and Pia herself. I trained her, and I trained a few other people just to help them. But who would have thought that show and being a mentor, and then eventually actually uh, being a mentor today, like properly, it's crazy. I would have never thought. I guess that was good practice.
And I was
Thanks.
a fan of yours on the ramp always. Like I knew when this girl was going to come out, there was going to be something, moments were going to happen in fashion, and you've been.
Very dramatic. Yeah, I was always a drama girl, I guess. So befitting to have eventually moved into being dramatic on TV and on screen,
Yes.
I
Let's
guess.
talk
But
about your
yeah.
television dramas. I
Oh my God.
now obviously Big Boss is a huge show in India. It's giant show. It's one of the it's one of the top rated shows, and you were a huge part of season 10 in 2016. Am I?
Season 8.
Was it season 8? Were you right after me?
Yeah, it's been
What?
so many years.
I think again in the show you were someone who were very vocal about your opinions. You weren't gonna be a wallflower. You were gonna go out there and get things done. And I think people really appreciated that about you. People love that about you. They love your fierce.
Yeah.
How was the journey for you?
Okay, so let me start at the beginning. I had been asked to do this show in season 4, and 2 days before I was supposed to go on the show, something went wrong between my then agency heads and the head of colors at that point, and they replaced me. And then every year they kept asking me to come on the show. And initially I'd go for a meeting or two. And then I realized, like, what's the point? So when they finally called me for season 8, I said no. Uh, because I'm like, what are you going to do? You've been meeting me for like 4 years straight now. Like, I'm just done with this. I can't. And I'm anyway, slotted to shoot a movie in October. So no. And so they dropped my friend, and I think they asked me to do it, and it was literally 2 days. I'm not joking. So the last time I lost Big Boss, it was 2 days, and this time I got it, and
To
it was 2 days.
and like you didn't
And
have
I'm
time to be prepared.
and since you're on the show, what kind of preparation it takes to even pack your bags to think straight that you might be in that house for so long, right? So I had to do and wrap up everything in my life in 2 days, and it was just it seemed like an Herculean task to begin with. So
Absolutely.
where the 48 hours went and what happened and how I entered and it was just like a blur. Actually, honestly, I had no time to think.
Did you have
to
a
be honest.
game plan for Big Boss? Had you seen any of the previous seasons?
I had seen it from season one because in every year, I've had a really good friend in the show.
Who are these friends that have been in it every year? Would we like to know that?
Every year, from the first year, there was Carol,
Oh,
and then the next year, there was somebody, and then the next year, there was somebody, and there were people I knew in every season.
you know Sapna also, so no matter what,
Yeah, so no, we didn't have her in our season.
but you know her.
I know her. So that's what. So the thing is that every year there was somebody or the other. And by then I had already done Khatron Ke Khiladi. So I had, when I lost Big Boss the first time, that's when I got called for Khatron Ke Khiladi season 4, 6 months later. So I, at that point, even made friends from TV like Ashka Goradia and things like that. So
Yes.
when they did their seasons of Big Boss, I knew them as well. So it was like I knew somebody or the other every season. So I landed up watching the show every season. No matter how much you watch the show, I mean, at least for me, I'm not somebody who can try to be like somebody else. I knew that okay, I cannot be guarded because it's not possible for me to be guarded and be conscious and having this image and like trying to be proper or trying to be a certain way because oh my god there are 100 cameras blah blah blah, but how am I supposed to do this for like if I'm in my head I'm like hey I'm going to stay there the whole 3 months right till the end of the show, like that's your thought. So it's not possible, it is just not possible for me to do this. So I'm like dude, I'm just going to be me, and I know there is going to be people who are going to hate me, there are going to be people who are going to love me, but whatever it is they cannot ignore me. So I was just like okay, that's what it is.
Are you still friends with any of the people that you were with in your house at that time?
Actually, a lot of us are, and we are in touch regularly, and we try to, between everyone's schedules, try to meet each other. And, today one of my closest friends is somebody from the house, and like, I'm so grateful, if for nothing else of the show, like the two of us are so grateful to have been on the same season and met in this house because we're literally family to each other.
That's
So,
amazing. Who is that person?
That's Sushant. Yeah, we're like,
Amazing. So yes, you and Sushant were together. Absolutely.
yeah, we were together and we like literally, um, we literally just fell in love with each other completely. It's like, we feel like we're twins, except we're 10 years apart in age. And we're literally family. And I think once you come out of this, even if you don't really know people from other seasons, you tend to become or know each other somehow. Like I know a few people who I've never met till today, but we're sort of social media friends and we chat and would be cool with each other because I guess on some level you really understand what what one has gone through. Like unless you've done it, you cannot. Like no matter who sits on the outside and whatever judgments you may have on the person or on the show, you can never it can never compare to someone who's actually lived it. The thing is, I don't know what people mean when they say they've seen me, because the thing is I have not seen the show, I haven't seen my season.
Of course.
So I'm like, oh my god, what the hell did they even show? So, because see, the show at the end of the day, you and I will know this, which a lot of people don't know, and I'd like to say this, is that it's also edited. So there may be moments where you are actually nice to somebody, but they've showing you as people who fought with each other. So they're never going to show those nice moments. They're going to show the moments constantly where you're, at war with each other. So on some level, you never know what what is being shown off you, and so that's what people are basing their perception on. It's a bit scary. And I think my own perception has changed as well, like from before doing the show and after doing the show. So now when I watch the show, I watch it with different eyes.
So are you watching the current season is the question?
Yeah, well, I am watching this season.
So this is you're watching. So let's talk about the people in the house. Who do you like? Do you like Rubina? Do you like Nikki? Where are you? Where are your thoughts?
Oh my God. Okay, so honestly, firstly, I was not sure about this whole seniors things. I love Goham, but like I'm not sure. I was not sure about this whole seniors versus freshers thing because I felt like it took away from it just actually being, the freshers were like, they were just let them just be and do whatever they had to do. So what happened was there was just so much advice and so many things from here, there, and the other that none of them were really. It wasn't really about them. Honestly, I think that Nikki comes across really annoying, really annoying. um, and I feel like she's someone who's probably seen this show maybe too much, and so she's come with this like full on straight away, which was there right from her introduction on stage. It was just way too much, and I think that that can become a bit unnecessary. Like it can become annoyingly unnecessary. It's there's certain things like this. There is no mudda and there is a mudda with her. But
I think
having said that,
just
yeah, but having said that, she's all over the place. She's all over the show. So I mean, that's great. It is what that's about on some level, I guess. But I see that she will. I feel. I don't know. I just feel like at some point she will. Uh, it will start getting to her.
now Pavitra Punya is screaming and shouting on pretty much everything and nothing.
Yeah, and it's like screaming and shouting to her on. Okay, we got it. You spoke scream and shout about the topic once, but you're screaming and shout about the topic for 3 hours. It's like it's like, oh my god, calm down, woman. So the thing is, and it's not even such a big issue. I understand in this house the smallest of issues become and seem like they're the biggest of issues, because at some point, if nothing else is happening, they will show two people screaming at the most useless things or whatever. I get all of that. But even her, I feel she's very calculated. I don't really like personalities like that. I'd rather have someone like a Jasmine or a Rubina who are like upfront with how they are and they're, okay. And Rubina is, so I feel like Rubina has great chances, like Gohar and Hina said, but then she goes off on these weird tangents, which is interesting though for the show because it's like one of those like suddenly from somewhere she trips off something only goes off in her mind.
It's like
Yeah. Now I can understand why she and her husband are together because there is something little off somewhere. Like in the task, these girls were funny. This Rubina and even that Rahul, I was shocked. Like, what happened to him? Even him. He was really funny in the task and they were cute. Jasmine was cute in the task and they were doing fun things. So there were other things happening aside of just screaming and shouting. I feel like Ijaz, you know, I'm confused about him because there are times where I really like him and he makes a lot of sense. And then suddenly I feel like he goes off like completely off. Like he's just
does do that. He has these, those fireworks that go off
like
and
he's
then
mature on
they
one
off
side and
go in
then
a different direction. It's like
correct,
it's like
correct. And when he goes off, it's very childish. Like the point or whatever mudda is very childish. It's not something that I would think that he would fight about. You know what I'm saying? Like he
he has
otherwise speaking
hurt by
maturity
two
of things.
women. He's been hurt by two women because they nominated him. He hasn't let that go from the first week. That's where his fights are coming from. And it's like
Yeah, but the thing is, in this house, the last thing in the world that you should be holding on to is who nominated you because it's like every week it's going to happen, and as people reduce, there's going to at some point your name is going to come up by somebody or that somebody could even be your friends. And in the first week to get so upset is like beyond me, because in the first week or first 2 weeks, what do you really even know? How much are you even attached to anybody? Unless you know someone from outside.
Out of these people, who would be the winner and who should be evicted next?
Oh God, I don't, I don't know. Oh, see, I honestly, according to me, I would think maybe, honestly, I think Abhinav should go.
Okay.
I would have said Nishant, but he's the captain, so he obviously can't go. The reason I say Abhinav is because I think without Abhinav, Rubina will be even better.
So will she be the winner without him is the question.
I think that she will be even better. Now, I don't know about her chances of winning could be very high in this show. But I feel like somewhere where she wants to do certain things, Abhinav comes in and he tries to give her this sort of, there's this discussion that will happen between them and, all of that. And that
How we should play it.
The husband wife dynamic, I feel, should just not be there. I feel like if he goes out, she'll be amazing in the show. And honestly, I feel like if one of them goes out, it'll save their marriage because either this show is going to make their marriage or break their marriage. Honestly, I really like Jasmine and I really would want. But the thing is, I know what it's been like in the past few years, and I know that the winners, I think I don't know what's up with the audience or what's going on with everybody, but I feel like they like toxic people on some level, and this whole toxic masculinity thing, I just don't get. But I feel like people are all for it in this country. The other thing is they like the damsel in distress and someone who will sit and cry and be like, oh my God, everyone's like against me, as almost this TV serial kind of like, whatever. We've seen it in a few seasons. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but like, I've known Bani. She was my roommate at Khatro Ke Khiladi, and I know what kind of a personality she is. And suddenly I saw her in this house and she was just crying and being all like, whatever. But they like that, and these are the people who make it to, the end. I mean, sometimes I think that had I sat and done that whole drama, which I could have easily done in my season with what happened with Gotham, I would have got all the emo support from people. This season, there are a lot of people who've seen the show for so many years that they want to be called the lone warriors. They want to be called that, oh, we are taking this path. It's not that they actually are like that. There are many and must be many opportunities of being friends and having a friend circle and whatever, but they're choosing to take that other path.
Right.
Like a Pavitra right now saying that, oh, yeah, we'll see and I'll show everyone, and she's gone off on this tangent right now. And Ejaz, who's also gone off on this sort of lone thing,
Right.
you can make out.
Wow.
So I feel like it's more planned, to be honest, and it's playing into the hands of the audiences, and the audiences fall for all this.
So maybe older seasons were people just coming in and finding their way and just being who they are. And now we have people who have learned from those people what works, and now they're adapting themselves to work for that formula, essentially.
Correct. And then I have found that in the last few years, there are certain rules and house rules, and people break those rules and house rules, and they're being bent for certain people.
Mm-hmm. Why is that?
And we've seen it time and time again. It happened in my season as well, and it's happened in last season as well, and it's happened in the past few seasons where the rules are being bent for certain people. So it's like, so after a point, you kind of wonder where it's all going, because it's like it starts becoming a bit obvious.
And the new season people, the new people know that these rules can be bent now. Like, I think in the house there was a contestant or maybe a senior who said, "Oh, you can swear," and it's like, when we were in the house, we weren't allowed to swear. They weren't allowed, and now it's allowed all of a sudden. And even kind of some sort of hitting and holding on to each other is okay too, which wasn't at all allowed before.
Correct. So that's what I'm saying. You can see the rules being bent, and they're being bent in favor of certain people. You see that in every season.
So is that a big boss bias for some people? Is that what we're saying?
I definitely think so. I will openly say it because it's very, very evident. And a lot of the times I feel like then a little bit of a clean, a little like say if something's gone wrong with certain some contestant and it's a favorite, one of the favorite contestants or a favorite contestant, then there'll be some way or some task or somebody will be brought in or something will happen to soften the blow and soften that person's image.
Hmm.
And I've seen it, it's happened in the past few years. And I mean, come on, I Puneet Issaji, he really, I mean, he really got violent. And they put him out, and then they put this video. It was almost like a Kejo video, apologizing. It almost looked like that. And with this background and him trying to apologize, and then they got him back and put him in the jail. And at the end of the day, you directly violated a house rule, and a very serious house rule.
Yeah.
So, and we've seen it. I've seen it in every year. Yeah.
Okay, Deandra, I think we're gonna call it what it is, and we already did. And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I'm definitely not being called back on the show.
All stars for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so happy that we did this, and I'm so glad that you're watching the season. And we've really talked in quite detail, and I'm so delighted. I'm so delighted to talk to you again after so long. But thank you for being on the show, and again, congratulations on your amazing, illustrious career, whether it be modeling, acting, and television career. You are one of the best models and
Thank you so much.
mentors, and well done. Well done indeed.
Thank you. Lots and lots of love to you. Mwah. This was super fun.
Thank you so much. Much love to you. And I just think you're an excellent person. And
Thank you
I loved
so
you on
much.
the show. And I loved your, I've loved you always. So, oh my God, I'm such in love with you all of a sudden.
Mwah. Lots of love. Bye.